ladies and gentlemen, our friend, our favorite son, Lieutenant Governor Mandela Barnes.
I want to say thank you so much, Congresswoman Moore, for being there since day one. And I want to thank everybody else for taking the time to come out this afternoon after such a long evening. Now, obviously, this is not the speech that I want to give, but I simply cannot thank you all enough for being there with me every step of the way. Yeah. Now, I had a chance to look right now at the people who've been with me on this campaign through the highs and the lows, throughout a long, hard-fought primary that a lot of people didn't think we were going to come out of. You know, we were outspent in the primary, but we still found a way by bringing people together, building that broad, diverse coalition that the Congresswoman talked about. So excited to have my parents who've been with me every step of the way as well. They have absolutely been my biggest supporters, and from now on, you don't have to hear what they did for a living. Just really want to thank them for the opportunities that they gave me. And I look at, I see so many volunteers, so many supporters, and even my staff, the team, I can tell you, I have the greatest supporters in the entire world. Thank you all so much. Also have the greatest team in the entire world. I told them I would never, ever, ever want to work against them. They put in the long hours. They never complained. They made me a better candidate, even when I didn't want to be. They stepped up in ways that I could never imagine any campaign team stepping up. And I'm just so grateful, and I'm personally enriched because of this experience. And I'll tell you a little moment on our RV tour. I got a little emotional when the tour was winding down, and I looked at them and I said, well, never mind. And they said, no, you got to say it now. I said, well, and I looked and I said, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do without y'all when this is over with. And I still feel that way today. I just want to thank you all for your refusal to settle for the status quo, for your refusal to settle for less, and your commitment to joining together to fight for better, to fight for more. And it's so appropriate to be here at the Sherman Phoenix because this is where we announced the campaign, July of 2021. Hard to believe it was almost a year and a half ago to be set out on this journey. But I got in this race because I believe that the American dream, the same one that gave me the opportunity to stand here as your lieutenant governor, is a dream worth protecting and a dream worth fighting for. I believe that our working people, our family farmers, and our children's futures are absolutely worth fighting for. I got into this race because I believe in the Wisconsin promise of a fair shot at success, whether you're a dairy farmer in Monroe or a thrift store owner in Superior, or a kid born on 26 and Locust, right in the heart of the city of Milwaukee. And I believe in that promise more today than I've ever believed in it before. It's a promise that's brought so many people together all across this state to fight for something bigger than ourselves. Like I said, a lot of people counted us out more than once. I think about Marquette poll from 2-3 weeks ago, said we were down 6 points. A lot of people hadn't given up on us, but y'all never gave up. And you showed the progress that we can make when we build coalitions. When we reach across the aisle, when we reach across communities, and think about the things that unite us rather than the things that divide us. When we stand together and we say that we deserve better, and that together we'll fight for it and we'll get better. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get over the finish line this time. But I know that this movement has meant so much to all of us. Or just because we didn't get across the finish line, that does not mean it's over. And I did have a chance to talk to Senator Johnson, and I told him the same thing that I've been saying all along. The same thing I've been saying to each and every one of you since the start of this campaign. Reminding him that every single person in this state deserves a chance to achieve their dreams. Whether that dream is being able to send your kids to a quality public school, knowing they'll be able to come home safely at the end of the day. or having the funds and support to start that small business that you've been thinking about for years now, or being able to pass your family farm to the next generation. And also told them that I would continue to help I would continue to work to help make this state into what I know it can be. That's because I still believe that better is possible. And I'm in this for Wisconsin, for everybody who calls this place home, for every person gathered here today, and for the community that raised me to the person I am. I'm in it for the people like my grandparents, a union steel worker, a school cafeteria worker who worked their entire lives to lay a foundation for me. Because my story should never be the exception. This story should be the rule. Everybody should have a fair shot at success. I'm in it for the auto workers in Racine who've been on strike for the last 6 months. Who are still standing shoulder to shoulder to fight for fair pay, for benefits, and for health care. Those folks are the reason why none of us can give up. I'm in this for my friends like John and Lauren and so many others like them who've worked their entire lives. And then to still see the benefits they've worked their entire lives for get put on the chopping block. I'm in this for our kids who should know that opportunity is within reach, regardless of where they were born. And they should know that they can do anything they put their minds to. And together we still have so much more to do, and I'll never stop working for Wisconsinites to make sure we get everything we deserve. Now, I know that you're all disappointed, and I'm disappointed too, because we all deserve better. But more than that, I'm determined. This is not the time for us to tune out. It's the time for us to double down. It's the time for us to show up like we've never shown up before. To make sure that Ron Johnson, every political leader, knows that they answer to every person in Wisconsin, not just the people that voted for him. And I'm so grateful to have had this opportunity, but more grateful to have been able to share it with every person here. Now, over the past year and a half, I had a chance to travel to every part of this state. It's been an honor of my life to hear the stories and have the important conversations about how we improve quality of life for every person across Wisconsin, regardless of where they were born, what language they speak, how they identify, or who they love. And whether or not we always saw eye to eye, I can tell you what it means that you at least gave me a chance. Because I do believe there's so much more that unites us than divides us, and all it takes is us reaching out, talking to each other to bridge that divide. Now, we knew this fight wasn't going to be easy. Hardly anything worth fighting for is easy. But I'm standing here today, ready to jump back in, ready to keep going. Yeah. Because I know that we're still in this together, and that's all I've ever needed. And I know that when times get tough, it can be easy to check out, but we should consider it pure joy when we face trials of many kinds, because the testing of our faith produces perseverance. And together, we're going to continue to persevere. We're going to organize for better. We're going to fight for better. And one day soon, together, we will all achieve better. And I can honestly say that I fought the good fight. I've run my race. And I kept the faith. And I want to thank you for having faith in me. I want to thank you all so much for this opportunity. And let's all move forward together, everybody. Thank you so much.
Mandela Barnes officially conceding the race for the U.S. Senate. A race that wasn't called until a couple hours ago. Why did it take so long?
Right, exactly. And so we kind of essentially saw the writing on the wall last night, too. Johnson was sizably ahead, especially going into kind of overnight last night. Well, we saw a lot of some of these like late turnout results came from what are called central count locations. So that's a city like Milwaukee, for example, where all the absentee ballots get counted in a central count location. Those generally take longer, so we see for some of these Democratic candidates, if they're operating at a deficit, they could catch up, perhaps, but largely we're looking at just too big of a deficit for Barnes to overcome.
About 30,000 votes, 32,000?
I think it ended up something like that, yeah.
It doesn't sound like he's done with politics. He's only 35 years old.
Right, exactly, and we were conjecturing, too, what might be next for him. He came from a community organizing background. throughout the campaign, he's talked about how the Obama DNC speech in 2004 was hugely inspirational for him. And so we kind of got a little bit of some of the rhetoric, I think, in that speech that we just heard. You know, we have to kind of take the torch going forward. So we might see him do some kind of community organizing. I don't think we've seen the last of him, certainly.
Absolutely not. All right, well, thanks for the insight. We'll be right back. Stay with us.